Jeff Horvath with Osborn Engineering, and I was the lead bridge design engineer on this project.
I'm Natalie Conley. I am the ODOT District 12 LPA manager.
Jonathon Liskovec. I am the Director of Public Services and Properties for the City of Bay Village.
I'm Soos. I work for the Ohio Department of Transportation, District 12. I was the project manager.
Shelley, Kiwala. I work with Osborn Engineering, and I was the project manager on the consultant side for the project.
So Ashton Lane Bridge, it's in Bay Village, basically a culvert replacement over Porter Creek. This is in a residential area. We were building the project in people's front yards. So we had 4 driveways there that we had to maintain during construction. Basically, we replaced the existing bridge, which was a pre-stressed concrete beam bridge with a 3-sided box on concrete footers.
We were very involved throughout the project, from selection of the engineering firm to working with ODOT on the implementation of the construction of the project.
Things started off working with the City of Bay Village. They applied for municipal bridge funds, and after they received it, Jonathon was very quick to contact me and make sure that we got things rolling and hired a consultant. So they did the selection process, and Osborn Engineering was hired. Immediately we got started and straight to work.
The original abutments, they were circa 1900. The structure was widened in 1966 and put on a different skews. There was erosion issues with that and some scour issues. So being able to align the new structure with the stream channel made it, I think, a better scenario for hydraulics and for just general flow.
We were originally trying to get this project done in 2021, so that was a big move. That's when the project was funded. But the good communication that we had with the consultant and my project manager is they worked together because we had received the information about the FEMA coordination, additional work that needed to be done.
We had to coordinate with FEMA. When we did the hydraulic analysis, we found that we were raising the water level, not due to the project, but to the FEMA mapping.
We found that the existing model that we ran did not match the FEMA flood maps, and the elevation that we were getting for the high water was almost a foot higher than what the existing FEMA maps were showing. So that prompted us to go through the coordination with FEMA and have to do a CLOMAR and a LOMAR to get the maps revised.
With that, we started looking at things that we were not going to make the schedule. We had a team meeting between the city, the consultant, and ODOT, and we discussed things, and we knew we needed to move it another year in order to get that additional coordination done. We had agreed if we could get it back on schedule, we would, which I think we did move it back forward a couple months, but that was our challenge, was really working with the schedule.
Design was very good, with the exception of utilities.
A lot of utility coordination. So we had to relocate a gas line as part of the project. We had a water line that was running under the culvert, and then we had also aerial utility lines.
That water line was in a different location, and I remember it coming back, and we actually had to lift the footer in an area, use a joint filler foam in between where that water line was. I think we actually left some in situ, or there was some hand digging going on just so we wouldn't disturb it. So that, and in addition to the sanitary lines.
The sanitary line was a challenge. It's a siphon style line to get underneath what was the previous structure. So obviously that was an important piece of infrastructure we needed to work around.
The sanitary line went through the pedestal of the bridge right where the sidewalls were sitting. So we actually had design of a steel plate across the area where the sanitary line was in efforts to spread that load out across the line so we didn't get any damage below.
The city wanted to take the opportunity with the construction of this new bridge to be able to provide a wider sidewalk through the area.
We were widening the structure to accommodate a 6-foot sidewalk, which actually widened from the existing condition. So it pushed the wing wall further towards the southern right-of-way line and the gas line. Even though in theory there was enough room from that existing line, it was really close just for allowing them to do the excavation properly without hitting the gas line, and the gas line had to remain in service.
I think a lot of the obstacles were more so with the utilities and stuff like that. Osborn and ODOT handled really well. We were able to kind of stay ahead of the game as far as working with the school district on bus routes and how that would impact their function, and then just, communication with the residents and stuff like that on how, it was going to impact their livelihood throughout the course of construction.
We need to work together in order to solve one problem. So we have a tiny structure, yet we have a city involved, we have a consultant involved, we have a design team involved.
With having three parties really all involved in the project, I think the partnering and the communication was key for the success of the project. There was open lines of communication throughout the project between us and the city and ODOT as well.
I'd like to just give a shout out to my service team between my infrastructure manager, Curtis Krakowski, who was coordinated with Osborn Engineering on record drawings, to my sewer team, who was providing field data and knowledge of existing sewer infrastructure in the area.
I'd like to give a shout out to our roadway engineer, Don Pfeiffer, and in the hydraulic analysis, we actually brought on board or got the experience of Biljana Sverko in our Cleveland office, and also Michelle DeCruz, who did the hydraulic analysis on this. All these people had a hand in the analysis and did a fantastic job.
It was a very good working relationship with the consultant. The city cooperated very well. They worked with us every step of the way. We worked through funding issues, schedule issues, FEMA issues. So I think overall we worked very well as a team.